Jai People can come front, there's a place. Kindly repeat after me. Om Bhagavan, Om Bhagavan, Om Bhagavan, Rama Krishna Bhagavan. Om Bhagavan, Om Bhagavan, Om Bhagavan, Rama Krishna Bhagavan. Om Bhagavan, Om Bhagavan, Om Bhagavan, Rama Krishna
ಮೈಕ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
Dear devotees, from last Thursday, most of us, we are all experiencing divine moments, blessed moments. The story goes like this. Ganges, or the Ganga in India, is a very auspicious river for all of us. And every Hindu or every Indian, especially, they think in lifetime, once at least, we should touch Mother Ganges and we should take a bath, so that we'll become pure and all our sins, all our impurities will be removed. So that's how Mother Ganga was created by the Lord. Then Mother Ganga asked, "Oh Lord, there are so many people will be coming in future," because she knew in future what happens. So many people will be coming sinners and they will be taking the bath in me and they will get purified, no doubt. But what happens to me? I will be getting probably impure. So how can I get purity? Then the Lord gave a boon. Don't worry, Ganges. Whenever the saints take bath in the Ganges in you, and you will get purified. This is the scriptural statement. So the efficacy of the saints and the importance of the saints in one's own life, importance of gurus in one's own life is been told from this story. And the Ganga Pravaha, that is the external manifestation of the water. Holy Mother had a wonderful experience. Once she used to love Mother Ganges so much, but she was away from the Ganges. She wanted to have the Ganga bath. She desired. Immediately Sri Ramakrishna appeared. From the Sri Ramakrishna's feet, Mother Ganges started appearing. Then Holy Mother offered the flowers and she sprinkled on her, and she felt blessed experience. So we are at the feet of Master, that is Sri Ramakrishna. So, and as Holy Mother says, her grace is ever flowing. Her grace is ever flowing. What we have to do? All our sadhana, all our spiritual gymnastics. You may prayer, you may say meditation, you may study, attending Vedantic retreats and workshops, and doing any other spiritual practices. By doing all that, we have to make a fittest instruments in His hands, so that we will be the recipient of His grace. In the crude language, in the lamest language, if you have to say, if the phone is working properly, 4G or 5G, we can get connected and we can download the messages or whatever. If the phone is not proper, 4G and 5G is here, we are not able to see it, no doubt, and at the same time, will not be able to connect to the internet and will not be able to receive the messages. So similarly, God's grace is ever flowing here, only we have to prepare ourselves. We have to prepare our mind, or we have to prepare ourselves so that we can be the recipient of the divine grace. How to do this? It is a Herculean task. It is a lifelong task, no doubt. So Sri Ramakrishna gives a practical hints. One is going to solitude. Once in a while, going to solitude, observing silence. And the second is having a holy company. Once in a while, go and have a holy company so that it reminds us about the God, about the self, and about our real nature. So from Thursday onwards, the devotees of the Dublin, we were all blessed to have these divine moments and the holy satsang in different ways. For this, Swami Sevatmanji, the Maharaj, day in and day out, he looks after Maharaj. Maharaj at the age of 90 today, afternoon we went to Tara Hills, and there I was asking Maharaj, there is a little up and down, will you be able to? He said, yes, I'm able. And he easily was able, he was getting down and he was climbing the steep. So at the age of 90, and one more lady observed and she came and asked, what is his age? I said, nearing 90. And she was saying that how blessed this person. In this age he is able to easily climb up and down, and we are 60 plus or nearing 70. I am feeling difficulty to go up and down. Maharaj has got that a blessed health, and for that lot of dedication is required. Sevatmanji, as his name suggests, day in and day out he looks after Maharaj, and Maharaj care, utmost care he takes. So on the behalf of assembled devotees and personally, I welcome Sevatmanji and also I thank for his Probably in 2024, some of your 20 plus devotees have taken initiation, and I'm sure that once in a while you will be sending emails to your Gurudev. Or where is Gurudev? Can we see Gurudev? When can we see Gurudev? And you will be asking appointments, time, and etc. So, Swami Chandrakant, he himself was a great Pandit. I met him in Ghatshila for Durga Puja, had been there. He also had come, and in a day or two, I could observe very clearly how he is a learned person, especially from tantras and some few spiritual things, especially scriptural things. Any doubts is there, once in a while I send a message for him, so that when he's free he can send his replies. Such a scholastic man, but at the same time he keeps himself in a low profile and he doesn't show anything and he hides himself always. So of course Maharaj has gone, first floor, he will be coming soon. So on the behalf of assembled devotees and personally, reverentially, I welcome Swami Chandrakanta. I think most of you know it, but still, most revered Swami Suhitananandaji Maharaj is the senior vice president of the Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission headquarters at Belur Mutt, Kolkata. Swamiji staying there only, of course. He had the rare privilege of serving Swami Premeshanandaji, a monastic disciple of Holy Mother Sharda Devi, known for his spiritual wisdom. His talks and conversations has been in the 2 volumes, Go Forward. It is a wonderful spiritual handbook. If anyone has not read, please read it. You will get a lot of insights to take care of our spiritual life, to shape our spiritual personality and attitude. Swami Suhitanandaji was the headmaster at the higher secondary school in Rahara and Narendrapur, Ramakrishna Mission near Kolkata, and later he was also principal and head of the residential school in Devgarh, Jharkhand. In 1995, he became the trustee of the Ramakrishna Mutt and member of the governing body of the Ramakrishna Mission. In 1997, he was elected as Assistant General Secretary, and he became the General Secretary in 2002. In 2008, when we were in training center, we had a rare opportunity of listening to his talks, classes on our rules, Mutt Mission rules, which is framed by Swami Vivekananda. And every day he used to call one brahmachari and he used to ask, you have got any questions, you have got any concerns, do you want anything, and all. Every day, in spite of his Assistant General Secretary for whole Ramakrishna Mutt Mission, so much workload he used to have, but still every individual brahmachari used to call and used to inquire, whether do you need anything? Have you got any problem? Have you got any concern? So in that way, whole year used to cover every brahmachari and used to take care. First year and as well as second year also used to have. And we had a rare opportunity to know about the ideas and ideals of the Ramakrishna order and his fate. And Swamiji, he became vice president in 2017 and is holding this position now also. Swamiji has traveled extensively in India and visited many countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Fiji, Australia, New Zealand, Bangladesh, of course Ireland, and United Kingdom, Dubai and Abu Dhabi also. So he's always busy in spreading the ideas and ideals of Ramakrishna Vivekananda and also the Vedanta. On behalf of all the assembled devotees and personally, I convey my most reverential pranams to him, and I welcome Maharaj for this August gathering. And most of us, we spiritual aspirants, when we read the life of Girish Chandra Ghosh and direct disciples, we feel if we would have stayed in Dakshineshwar, or if we would have stayed in Calcutta during Sri Ramakrishna's time or Master's time, we would have blessed. Why? Sri Ramakrishna would touch us, then all our problems would have been solved and we would have spiritual awakening, just like many Kalpataru Ramakrishna, we all know the January 1st incident. We think many of us. And of course, this was raised by one of the monk to Swami Brahmananji. Sri Ramakrishna was there for you, he touched and you got spiritual awakening. But for us, he's not there. Please, you do at least for us. He had asked. So such type of questions and such type of feelings we do get. And what is the role of divine grace and the role of self-effort? So there will be a lot of conflicts and lot of understandings and confusions between the Purushakara, that is self-effort, and the role of divine grace in all of our lives. So I requested Maharaj, if possible, to address us on the role and the efficacy of divine grace and the self-effort. I request Maharaj to address us.
Revered monks and the devotees present here. Two years back, probably, I came here. And again, I have come here. Main purpose was initiation. Some ardent devotees, they wanted to have initiation in the spiritual practice of Sri Ramakrishna and the order of the Ramakrishna order. For this purpose I came, and coming here, I have been so happy, because I find sea change. Because at that time when I came, it was to some extent struggling for its existence. Struggling. There were so many problems also there, personal also not so sufficient, and other difficulties also were there. But this time, I find so much of involvement of so many people. This has made me something just surprising, how it has been possible that so many persons, because for these 2-3 days, different functions are going on, and I find, and for that, so many devotees have been engaged for this activity. Somebody to bring the car, somebody to bring the food, somebody to take care of the devotees, somebody to take care of the program. So all these types of innumerable activities are going on, and for these activities, I find the presence of our devotees. I find the presence of our devotees everywhere. This is making me sincerely I understand I am asking somebody while he or she is driving my car, I am asking how far it takes you from how much time to come here. Some say 1 hour, some say 45 minutes, something like that. And from that such a long distance they are coming and they are keeping themselves busy. I know that in this country how difficult it is to maintain one family, because how busy they are to run their own family. And in spite of all the things, here I'm surprised how you can keep yourselves engaged for this type of service. This spells out your approach and attitude and involvement. Why this involvement? And how this involvement has come? It has come as a result of, I should give some credit to our Shanti Buddhananda, because certainly he has roped in you, all of you, by his persuasion, by his affection, by his concern for all of you. As a result, you felt inclined. And this shows another aspect of your life also, that how much you can give for the cause of Sri Ramakrishna. This is another aspect. Undoubtedly, Sante Bhutananda has given you the opportunity, he has made the platform, but you have contributed and you have to raise your whole family up to that level. Because for that you have to agree, your husband to agree, your wife to agree, your children to agree, your other relatives to agree, whoso are in the family member, they have to agree to this approach. So I would feel that all of you have been raised to a very high platform. Along with it, that day, probably yesterday, that day there was initiation. And that initiation generally, it took me nearly 4 hours job. And I had to keep myself strong 4 hours for that initiation process. Afterwards, the ambassador was to come. Naturally, he had to be there, and I was present there. And the ambassador came, and the ambassador, he was so much impressed. Again and again, he was giving me the expression, I've been just within only 2 years probably he has come here. But by this time, this center has developed so much, and especially the small program which he could see, he and his wife, both of them were very much impressed to see the program of the children. The children's program, it consisted of 2 things. One was the Gita chanting. So many young kids, they have memorized the Gita and they were doing that thing. And afterward, there was some enactment of Nivedita's life. That also, it was a very artistic way this presentation was given. This first thing, for preparing these kiddies, it is not a matter of, it is a small file. As you know, I was the headmaster of school, so I know how much persuasion, how much dedication is required from the parent side, from the teacher side, from the instructor side. Because they are irresponsible. They don't have any binding on any responsibility or anything. At any moment, they are erratic, anything they may do to keep them in the good flow and keep them in proper order. That itself needs tremendous exertion and just love and care. Only by love only you can get the kiddies function anything. So that much love you had for the kiddies and also for the institution. Because the ambassador is coming, I am coming from India. Naturally, you also felt that our this kiddies performance must be up to the mark. And as a result, they have also done justice. They also have the understood. So many times the ambassador was telling me, probably some of you have seen him, that he was saying, and he was telling me, well, this performance is fantastic. The Kiddies has done so good thing. And that spelled out another dimension. Another dimension because you know the kiddies cannot be touched. You cannot reprimand them, you cannot punish them, you cannot do any other thing. The law will not permit it. So how to develop them? How to develop? If you do not develop them, if you do not help them grow with some psyche, then they are bound to become something rustic. So this is your responsibility. In what the Suhitanananda has made arrangement, you have to do that thing in your family, that train this spirit with the Gita or the other slokas, chanting, epics, and these lives of great souls, all these type of things, the parents, if you do not do, in that case, your kiddies will become something unmanageable or something ruffian-like. Because what they will grow, you do not know. Maharaj has given you the platform. And your children, they are getting this benefit from this platform. So you should remain grateful, Maharaj, that he has given this opportunity. And you are making proper use of the thing. Proper use of the thing. Second thing, I am very much impressed to see the quiz competition. I have asked Shivatmananda to take a note and the film of the whole program. And I will make arrangement that I will send that reel to our different centers, in the foreign center mainly. Because almost all the foreign centers are having both the types of difficulty. How to reach out, because our centers are there, just like this center. The shrine is there, one Swami is there, Sunday the classes are held. This month the devotees come and there's some talk or discussion, something like that. But how to reach out, reach out programs. That means the families, the householders, the devotees, as well as their kiddies. This is the unique contribution. Here, the quiz competition, it is so lovely and interesting that you are always kept busy, entertaining, as well as learning. So, all the three factors I could find in this, as well as your involvement. You have been highly involved with it, and it is why? Because they know your children are seeing. Your children are seeing the mother's contribution. So the children will remain grateful to the mother that my mother knows so much. My mother studies so much. With that, so children will have automatically some regard for you. And all these three things, this students' preparation, the parents' preparation, guardians' preparation, teachers' preparation, as well as I find that occasional retreats are being made. Occasional retreats also. There also we are getting some opportunity. This has given a new approach to the Ramakrishna movement. This Ramakrishna movement, when Nivedita, she said, she wrote a letter to MacLeod. There she is writing that when these people, those who are moving with Swami Vivekananda, we will be missing from this world stage. Vivekananda may go into obscurity, and we also, all of us, will go into obscurity. And again, after 150 or something like years, we shall again merge up. We shall merge up. How we will merge? Because At that time, by that time, the society will need 150 years to realize and the depth and the necessity of this Vivekananda ideas. The ideas which Vivekananda said, it will take 150 years to germinate. And we are finding so. Previously, hardly few centers were there. Now, almost all the centers you have seen that I am visiting so many centers, and everywhere I am finding people are coming together, and especially another diaspora has come up. What is this? Indian diaspora. Those Indians, you have come for your own future, for your own career. But after coming here, you have been settled. Since you have settled, your children are getting this education, their career in this country. Naturally, you have got identified and involved with this country. So you have to think for how the country also will grow. If the country grows, society will grow, then in case I shall also get the benefit, my children also will get the benefit. So here, the Indians coming from different parts of India. Some come from south, from Karnataka, Malayalam, Himachal, Bihar, Bengal, all the states. They have come, different languages, different religion, and they have come here. That day, probably one Muslim gentleman, he was with me, and he was talking, and he was so friendly that though he is a Muslim, but because he is coming from Bangladesh, so he is having that he wants the culture of India. That is his just convenient culture. So he wants to be with us, and he was taking part in all our programs and associations. So that's what we find. And in the song, he himself was saying that Ramakrishna Bhagavan, Allah Bhagavan, Buddha Bhagavan, that is, Sri Ramakrishna himself has practiced all the things. So such a beautiful atmosphere, such a beautiful platform has been created by here. And for this, Teddy, I'm grateful to you all because you have come forward. Undoubtedly, Santibhutananda has his approach, and Santibhutananda has his love and affection towards you, but you have responded. As a result, such a good platform has come up, and I would expect that this thing will go again and again. As Nivedita said, we shall have to take up religion just like any secular subject. That means, just like we study physics, chemistry, biology, in that approach, our regard towards religion also, we should have that approach. That means we should have the scientific approach. Scientific approach. We should not take so and so said there is God, so I shall have to accept God. It is not. We shall have to present religion just as a science. I used to hear from Premishan Mohan, he used to often announce saying, religion is neither believing, it is being and becoming. Swamiji's quotation. He used to say, it is being and becoming. How to be and how to become, that practicing, that is actual religion. And it is the scientific approach. One scientist, he said, probably he got Nobel Prize, I have forgotten his name, but he said, as a scientist, I should not believe in the existence of God until I can scientifically I can prove. But I am to admit some existence of God. Why? Because first thing, who is that super scientist who created this sun, moon, earth, all these things? Somebody's creation, whosoever may be, that he is a super scientist. Otherwise, he could not plan with so much accuracy the movements of the stars, planets, of everything. The first thing. Second thing, he is undoubtedly a super scientist who can create beings, innumerable beings, without clash. How they are moving and in this creation, this is also needs some superhuman brain. Without a super physicist, no one can create this sort of thing. Certainly we shall have to accept that he is a super scientist. And third thing, for which purpose I am to believe the existence of God, Sri Ramakrishna. I am to believe the presence of God because Sri Ramakrishna has mentioned it. Why? Sri Ramakrishna, his background, he is neither Pandit, he is neither scholar, he is no background is there. Poor, illiterate person, through her lips, through her behavior, through her utterances, through her inspiration, through magical information changes are coming out. In her life, she cannot, her movement, a person at the age of 30, 20, he is so innocent that he can move naked and with the words of wisdom. He can move naked but with the words of wisdom. And the ecstasy, sadhana, all these things, whenever those things are playing through the lips of Sri Ramakrishna, at that time we find all the wisdoms of the Shastras are coming out. How it can come? Certainly some unforeseen force is there at this back. Without that, it is not possible. So I have been, when Sri Ramakrishna could communicate with God, certainly there is God. I shall have to accept it. And if we go through the life of Sri Ramakrishna, it was just like a scientist. His approach was just like a scientist. He did not accept that God exists. He said, God, this marble image, the stone image of Bhavatani was there, marble slab of marble stone of Shalagram is there. He questioned, if Shalagram has got any existence, is there any God or not? Like a scientist, he wanted to inquire. And he did not stop. Just like the scientist, he did not stop. What we do? We pray, but we do not get a response, so we accept that God is not there. But he did not stop. The moment he heard from his father that in Raghuveer is there, Shitala is there, when my father has a vision, let me also try to see whether God is there or not. And for that purpose, whatever was recommended for him to him, he used to blindly follow and try. And he made this attempt until he came to the conclusion that there is a presence of God. Just like a scientist, he made experiment and tried. Until he could see the God, he did not stop. And that's the reason he could tell boldly to Narendra, yes, I have seen God and I can show you also. If you are ready to sacrifice, in that case, I will show you. Just like a scientist takes this student to the laboratory and gives him the education and formula, and he applies and finds that it is right. Same thing happened with Sri Ramakrishna. The same thing he applied on Naren, Rakhal, Baburam, everyone, one by one. He called them and he told them and demonstrated them God can be realized. One day, Raja Maharaj, Sri Ramakrishna, was lying and he asked Raja Maharaj Rakhal to stroke his feet. While he was doing, and Rakhal Maharaj was like his son, he refused. Then Guru Maharaj said, no, you do a little bit you do. All the while he was stroking the feet of Sri Ramakrishna, all of a sudden he could find Goddess Kali came and entered in the body of Sri Ramakrishna. Demonstration. How will you say? That whether Goddess Kali is there whether that goddess Kali can go, everything, invisible, this tangible, and we see something as I am seeing you, as you are seeing me, in that form I am, had the vision of goddess Kali. It is some practical, it is science. Boshishan, he was a scientist. Those of you who have visited Agartala, Almora, if you go there, you will find one university is there, Agricultural University, Swami Vivekananda Agricultural University. That is, it was started by Boshisha Sen. You might have heard Swaminathan, that agricultural scientist who brought some green revolution. That Swaminathan was the student of Boshisha. This Boshisha, because he was scientist, he had some bit relation naturally as a scientist with Einstein. Einstein once put a question to Boshisha. Question was, look, as a scientist, what is your approach towards the revelations of Sri Ramakrishna? What is your approach? Then Boshishan said that most probably, just like the scientists do, his approach was like this. He used to search on, and he could not stop till he could come to the conclusion. As a result, he found out his truth. Einstein immediately jumped and said, same process with me. Same process with me. At first I come to the conclusion that this should be. This should be. And at first it comes in my imagination. Afterwards I go on working, and ultimately I bring it into the formula. The truth reveals itself. The truth reveals itself. The formula comes afterwards. Sri Ramakrishna also did the same thing. The truth revealed itself in Bhavatarani. The vision of Bhavatarani, it was not by any other one. It was spontaneously by himself. He was thinking on Bhavatarani. As a result, Bhavatarani had to reveal, as a scientific person comes, in the same way, the electron, proton, and all the things, similar way, Bhavatarani had to give appearance. When the Bhavatarani, he had the vision, then he started this scientific method. Then came Vairavi, then came Totapuri. All this scientific method, the formulas were put afterwards. Sri Ramakrishna's approach was this. Vivekananda followed the same method. In the West, when he went, he used to talk, others were telling him, just they were accusing, you are not preaching Sri Ramakrishna, you are preaching all Vedanta and Vedanta and Vedanta. His Swami said, these people are boasting of their science and technology. So I want to outbid them through the scientific language. That's the reason. He gave talks on macrocosm and microcosm, this evolution of God. If you go through those lectures, you will find the theory of utility in evolution and involution. All these things, apparent man, real man, if you go through them, especially his lecture on Maya, this how time, space, position, and brings the solution of the creation, all the things, just in the scientific method. One reporter, he made a statement that I have been asked to report for my newspaper, and I am finding a professor of maths, he is giving his lecture. Step by step, how the conclusion he is deducing, is it as if a mathematics professor is giving his lecture. So that was the approach of Sri Ramakrishna from Vivekananda. And through that way, Vivekananda, he did not want to preach Ramakrishna, he did not want this propagation of the mission or organization. He wanted his own liberation, just like Totapuri or Twelanga Swami. He also wanted that thing. But Sri Ramakrishna broke that that's fixation. He made it, that means you have to go beyond that. There is a state by which you can have the vision of God, not only within, you can have the vision of God outside. So Ramakrishna's common message, speech is there. By closing our eyes, we can see God. By opening our eyes, can we not see God? He has given the beautiful example, the bale fruit. If you remove this shell and the seeds and strings and only take the essence, is it the whole thing? If you are to take the Brahman, you have to take the whole thing, which is one. So the outer world and the inner world, until you take together the whole thing, you cannot. So this outer world, that means that is the organization. That is organization. Swami said in America that I have been tempted. Somebody made a humor. Who is the girl? Well, that it is not the girl, but it is the organization. This power of organization, that has tempted me. So I want to do something like that. And as a result, after coming back, he took this idea of this, how to organize, and if you go through the letters which he was pouring to his brother disciples and giving the instruction how to organize, and gradually how this Ramakrishna organization has taken shape, you are finding that. So in this way, now not less than, in India itself, 1,000 centers are there, run by the devotees. Ramakrishna Mission is running more than 200 centers in India, and outside India, not less than 75 to 80 centers outside India. Ramakrishna Mission daily run, but outside more than 1,000 centers are run by our devotees only. They themselves are running, and outside India also not less than 200 centers run by our devotees, either in the name of Vivekananda Pathachakra or some study center or Vedanta studies. In this name, different places, this movement is going on. Why it is going on? Because the society needs it. Society demands it. This, therefore, how it is having impact, that means how to serve the society. I can tell you one or two incidents. One Syrian Iraq lady, what a religion I don't know, but she is from Iraq. That lady, she has a son, a daughter. She told me that her daughter is as hopeless as possible. She is grown up and she could not marry her. She tried her best but could not do anything, unmanageable. And she was telling me that, Maharaj, sometimes I was thinking it would have been better if she would not have been born. But being mother, what can I do? But once she got the opportunity to go to the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. After going to the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, she came to know about Holy Mother. And she purchased a book on Holy Mother. And reading the Holy Mother's book, her problem was solved. She said, when Holy Mother could tolerate Radhu and Nolini, so I also can tolerate. So I am calling her, change her name, I am calling her as Radhu. And then that has solved my problem. So today, how Mr. Ramakrishna, how social problems he can solve. So this is one incident. Another incident I like to share with you. Brazil, we have 5 centers. But all these 5 centers were started by the devotees. One gentleman, he was the cardiac surgeon, leading cardiac surgeon of that locality. He was the president of the centers, almost all the centers president. And while he was a student, at the age of 18, 19, he came in across with Suhitananandaji Maharaj. And Suhitananandaji to see that boy, and he used to take care of him and guide him, and gradually that boy got the initiation also, and he, by his guidance, he became a leading physician, leading cardiac surgeon. And he and a few young boys, and gradually they grown up, they started all those 5 centers. Afterwards, they were pursuing us to take up all those centers. So we decided and took them over. At that time, I was the general secretary, so I had to go there. Our one Swami, he was made the president, and the vice president naturally was active still. Though he had entrusted the responsibility, but he was giving the support to the center all through as usual. When I went, there was some talk, as the official talk was over. Afterwards, by the way, I asked him, how many you had sons or daughters, something like that. And he said, Swamiji, I have 3 sons. My first son, he also became a surgeon, and he is well established in here, in Sapalo. And my second son, he is a chartered accountant. He is all established in America. Then he said, little, just hesitation, said, but I am worried about my third son. And then he said, this ashram is my third son. This ashram is my third son. How to develop, how to grow it, where, in which dimension we shall do it. So just see that this man, where from he is, how Sri Ramakrishna has entered, and how that man has got himself identified. They themselves started this Ramakrishna movement, they themselves, it is not that we went, but they themselves started 5 centers they started, and along with it, their involvement and identification with this center. This is one way. So you also have this one of the sponsors to see that this message of Sri Ramakrishna goes undiluted in this way throughout the length and breadth of the society. Now, about this Gita chanting or this numerical life demonstration, there I was telling that you have some future responsibility for the next generation. How the next generations are trained up, that I am telling you. One small boy, hardly 5 or 6 years old, that boy came to me for initiation. He was seeing that others are coming to me for initiation. That boy also came and asked me, I want to have initiation. Naturally, I gave him a few toffees in his hand. Like, this is your initiation. The small boy said, no, not this one. I want mantra. I want mantra. The baby's mother was by the side. Mother said, Maharaj, he has memorized the Gita. Memorized the Gita, one chapter, thoroughly memorized. I said, can you say any mantra, any Gita, any sloka? Small baby, he started reciting nearly 4 or 5 slokas he has recited. And he was struggling to go on. And I said, I had to surrender. I said, all right. Yes, I'm happy, he will have mantra. He will have mantra. Because not only that, as I said, that he has recited the Chandi also. So I went on repeating the slokas from the Chandi. Nearly 50 persons were there. They came to do pranams to me. So 50 persons were there, all stunned to see the small baby who was reciting the slokas in this way. And without any suggestion, without nobody's prompting, nothing. And so naturally you can well understand who trained. Who trained? Mother trained. Father trained. As a result, the baby, it has been possible for the baby. So you have also that moral responsibility. Another incident also I would like to say, it was only 2 years, small boy. It was a small boy. Mother coming from devotee family, mother wanted the baby should do pranam, they put it in that way, head down. And the baby was again he tried to sweep the flat, lay down. Then the mother again tried. At that time the baby simply stood up and squatted in that position, in this position. I said, now I shall meditate. I shall meditate. I was stunned. All the persons, they were there, not less than 50, 20, 25 persons, all starting to see the posture of the baby. He was sat in the meditation posture. Because certainly the baby is seeing, mother is meditating, father is meditating, grandmother is doing, grandfather is doing. Otherwise, why this instinct will come in this baby? So this thing, that means it has your moral responsibility to lead your life in such a way that they themselves will imbibe automatically without giving any sermon, Sunday talk or any lesson. They themselves will see through your own life. I will finish my talk with another interesting incident. This incident happened probably in Srichar or somewhere forgotten. The devotees were coming and doing pranams one by one, and one gentleman is there in front of him, one small boy of hardly 8 years, something like that. Now the boy came to each one of them. I was giving 2 copies, 2 chocolates. But because the small boy, so I gave him 4 chocolates. The baby, when I spoke, his baby took up only 1 chocolate and wanted to go. But I said, no, all the 4 for you. I popped it in his hand. It was a little nervous. Because probably mother or father has instructed to take only 1. So now I have forced him to take 4. So what to do? He was puzzled a little, stood a little in this way, and then all on his everybody was seeing, slowly proceeded. There was the picture of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji. The first trophy he gave to Sri Ramakrishna, second trophy he gave to Holy Mother, and third trophy he gave to Swamiji and ran to the father. So this is the responsibility for you. Thank you.
We can take 2 or 3 questions. If you got any questions, you can maybe stand up from the place and you can ask the questions. Yeah.
Maharaj, Pranam. Maharaj, what some guidance from you? We are watching you for last 6-7 days, and I'm seeing that you are participating in so many events. Some of them are like people like us coming and asking you worldly questions, and then probably the initiation session, or then the quiz, or the event. How do you actually tune your mind to move from one such session to a higher level session to something below? If any guidance you have for us.
If you go through the book Raja Yoga of Swami Vivekananda, There one chapter is there, Pratyahara. Jom, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi, Ashtanga Yoga. The Pratyahara chapter, we start with the first sentence is this, we have been hearing from childhood, be good, and be good. And everybody is giving us instruction, but nobody gives us the instruction how to become good. This is by the process of this pratyahara. Pratyahara means power of detachment. Attachment, everybody talks of attachment, but nobody talks of detachment. You should know how to detach. In the English grammar, there is comma, there is semicolon, and there is full stop. We should know when and where to put my comma, where to put my semicolon, where to put my full stop. That this training we should have to have in every stage of life. That is the method. Through that it is only possible. Once I have put my mind here, I put it. In Belmont, if you go through the routine of Belmont, you will find that there is sadhus and brahmacharis, we are practically not, they are giving emphasis on concentration, but they are giving emphasis on pratyahara, detachment. We have been given hours to meditate. On the moment everybody has to, because next I have duty 6, and the moment 6, 5:45, then 6 I have another duty. I shall have to go there. And then the moment you are going there, next duty is your chanting. Next duty that your room cleaning. Next duty your class. Something, everything fixed time. On bail we shall have to move. That means we are attaching and detaching, attaching and detaching. This process, if you follow in your routine also, I like to do maths, so I am continuing. No, sir. I can fix up this time for maths, that time I shall do maths. I know I want Swami. He is in the habit of smoking. In the night time, after his food, he will smoke. And there is some friends are there, those are smoking, they would be there. But that was period fixed for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. The moment 10 minutes is over, they drop this but in this way and get up. So this is the detaching. I shall attach as well as I shall detach. Simply I am doing a good thing, I shall be continuing good. No, I shall finish it. I shall do something else. This is the method.
Thank you.
One devotee asked from online, he has taken initiation from you. He has asked how to establish stronger relationship with Sri Sri Thakur.
Two aspects are there. One, stronger relation means you have finished your desire. If you have no worldly desire, then only pure souls only it is possible. This stronger and stronger relation. Otherwise, we can divert our mind God oriented. That is the thing which we are doing in our order, and which we generally suggest to our devotees also. Sri Ramakrishna also has given the suggestion in Bengali, more ghuriye rao. More, you turn the face of your desire. If we have desire, it is a one kind of energy. There is nothing more than that. Now I shall have to divert my energy towards something. I have to desire all that. Let me desire song, let me desire study, let me desire flower garden, let me desire some service. In this way, I will just channelize my desire in different channels. Automatically, that energy will be exhausted. Just like electricity. Just like electricity is a dangerous thing, but it can damage. But simultaneously, we can channelize into some useful purpose. Similarly, our desire or sex or some greed Everything is energy, nothing more than that. We shall have to divert our, say, you have greed, all right. I shall have the greed, that I shall greed towards something else. I suggested someone that one devotee said, Maharaj, I have I like to taste one kind of food very much. So whenever I get some chance, I go to restaurant and take that food. I cannot control it. What shall I do? I told him, henceforth, whenever you will go, you take someone else with you. And that's not the way. That's it. Because the moment you are sharing, automatically, so expand yourself as much as you can.
Like Ramakrishna, Swami says that, when you climb up the ladder and then say neti neti and finally you go up and then you finally realize the steps that we came also is made of the same concrete. So that Vijnana Vedanta or, the Prema Bhakti or the Para Bhakti, how to practice it in day-to-day life, like to see everybody as God and...
If you have no desire in your life, then only you can practice Para Bhakti. Otherwise not. Bhogantam, with your body consciousness, you cannot have. You will have to go beyond this body consciousness. No desire at all, not even a state of faith. With that, it is not possible. That's the reason Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swamiji, they have introduced this type of sadhana. Like Ye Satsu Antavatam Papam Jananam Punya Karmanam. In that Gita also, Sri Krishna has prescribed this thing, that only by the Punya Karma, your Papa will be Antavata. So that is the method. Such people, automatically you will find that peace of mind. Such people. Simply by possession meditation, if you want to do, nowadays it has been a case that so many gurus, they are suggesting meditation is some method. It is not easy. Meditation comes in which state? Yom, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan. Then, that means you have to cover all these stages. Then you are capable for dhyan. Have you covered Ahimsa? Have you covered Ahimsa, Sattva, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparika? Have you done all those things? Without doing, you can land into meditation. Is it possible? So, you are talking of Parabhakti. The Parabhakti, that is when you will come in the stage of Chaitanya Dev. That stage you can talk of Parabhakti. Parabhakti, only Siradhika can have Parabhakti. When you have, with your body consciousness, you cannot have Parabhakti.
So this is basically, Swamiji has said that the difference between two people lies in the degree of attention. But how the difference between concentration or attention, how much attention we pay to a job. So that the outcome, whatever we are doing, we have to, if we pay 100% attention, the outcome will be obviously perfect.
You get the end.
Yes, yes. But in this Western world, especially for us ladies who are working, we have to do multitasking at all points of time. So that way the energy gets scattered. So then how do we attain that level of perfection along with multitasking?
I understood. Same question was put before Holy Mother by Suhasini Devi. My Padapranta Guru, there Suhasini Devi is putting the same question. Mother, we have to be very much busy with household activities. And I find nobody is happy with me. I cannot satisfy none. Everybody is accusing me, but I am to do work for everybody. Then mother said, yes, where would you go? This is also God's creation. This is also God's creation. You will have to stay with them and you will have to serve them. But you will serve in this way. If you should think that your husband is Narayan, husband should think wife as Lakshmi and your children as Gopal. That should be the approach. You cannot avoid them. You will have to have them. But if you, the moment you have probably, you have remembered once someone posed a question to Guru Maharaj that I am too much attached to my nephew. So whenever I try to meditate, the nephew's face appears before me. What should I do? You consider nephew as Gopal. You consider nephew as Gopal. So that's the approach. So the Holy Mother gave this formula. You consider your husband as Narayan, your wife as Lakshmi, and your child as Gopal. In that way, you cannot avoid them. We shall have to take care of them. We cannot ignore them.
Thank you.
No, so much. Since you're talking about expanding ourselves, this question seems maybe a little awkward. But as you're talking about expanding ourselves, detachment and everything, but at the same time, hope is the only way to live the life or push ourselves forward. When we are working for something, we hope, we expect something, and out of expectation, we have the regret and repent if we don't get. And in Gita it says like you work towards this and don't expect the result, leave it on the Lord. So how to balance this expectation and the regret repent?
Suppose you are working in a company.
Yeah.
Naturally, there your company's interest is there, your personal interest is there. And your personal interest is involved with the company's interest. So you will have to see that I can have to work that my company works nicely. If my company survives, then automatically I shall survive. So instead of focusing on myself, what is going to buy faith, instead of thinking of that, let you think in the interest of the company. So your self-interest is expanded. Automatically you will get the benefit. If the byproduct benefit you will get. If the company survives and company progress much, you will get the benefit. Think in that line. Instead of in my own, instead of thinking of my and wife and son, let me think for the county, the locality. In that case, all will be benefited. Something like that is just your identity. Let me try to steady.
You're talking about making it
dimension,
broader. My question is, suppose that doesn't happen. You don't get the result. You're getting rejected. You're not happy. So how to detach myself from this and pushing myself towards the next goal?
No, some cases are there where you have control, where some you have no control at all. As for now, all of a sudden, so many persons are thrown out of the job. All of a sudden, the company is suffering, and the government says, from this time, you will pay so much, you are released from the job. You are in the soup. Well, how you will survive? You have prestige, social prestige is there, your image in the family also. So many factors are involved. What to do? You have no, because that is your fate. Your past karma has brought that thing. Accept it as a challenge. I shall have to face it now slowly and think. Because generally nowadays when they just throw somebody out, first they give some money to just survive for 2-3 months, something like that. So now my income has gone down, let me you decide. I suggested in this type of questions come to me, I said, at that time, now you think probably you were using your car. Now you stop using your car, you use your scooter. Now using you are taking 3 days fees, now you take 1 day fees. In that way, you have to just take the reality and struggle and be prayerful. And another thing is, what I suggest to everybody, whenever you are in duress, in difficult situation, be humble. Be humble. If you become humble, then you will not get extra thrust from outside. Extra thrust. Because extra thrust will make you more irritated.
Yes.
Irritated. So in that way, you will try to lie low and struggle and be prayerful also. Prayerful also. God helps. I have seen that gradually they are getting from some source somebody is helping. Where from it comes, nobody knows. But it comes. Either some relative or something.
Yes.
Thank you.
Dear devotees, I think in one of the talk or maybe the last time with Master's birthday, when we were discussing about Sri Ramakrishna, I had made mention. Swami Vivekananda has beautifully explained who is Ramakrishna. Of course, only 2 lectures we get it, apart from 3 or 4 hymns on Sri Ramakrishna penned by Vivekananda. But he explained who is Sri Ramakrishna in beautifully 2 words. Who is Sri Ramakrishna? So he has told Sri Ramakrishna is a spiritual laboratory. Science laboratory we have heard, maths laboratory has come now, language laboratories are coming now. But Sri Ramakrishna has been explained by Swami Vivekananda as spiritual laboratory. Why? Because Sri Ramakrishna made his own life as a laboratory and he did sadhana. First 4 years he used direct approach and he had a vision of Mother Kali. Then after 2 or 3 years again direct approach was there. Then afterwards he used indirect approach. When I was listening to Revered Maharaj's talk based on Sri Ramakrishna's teachings and his life experiences and all, which it related me while doing my research, different methodologies we keep reading it and all. So on one of the article I had read by senior monk, which is appeared very early days in 50s probably, that is direct approach and indirect approach, broad canvas I'm speaking. So Sri Ramakrishna used direct approach. What is the direct approach? Sincerely seeking, through prayer, through worship, through meditation, through earning, he experienced the God. After his own experience, then whatever the scripture says, with the help of, as Swamiji mentioned, with the help of Bhairavi Brahmini and with the help of Totapuri, whatever has been described in scriptures, he also did sadhana, which is nothing but indirect approach. So Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual methodology, if you see in his life, first was direct approach, the second was indirect approach. And what we do, most of us, we start with indirect approach and we are trying to go for direct approach. What is indirect approach? Listening to the holy saints' teachings, satsangs, reading scriptures, and trying to understand, trying to put into practice with confusions and with convictions, and all slowly will be going forward. If not today, tomorrow, if not tomorrow, maybe next life. So with a hope, we are thinking that today or tomorrow, at least we will have the God's grace and we'll have the God's vision around us. So we are starting with indirect approach and we will end with direct approach. But Sri Ramakrishna, he did just opposite. He started his life or his spiritual sadhana with a direct approach and he ended with an indirect approach. Only to show that both are right, both are okay, he evaluated both approach. So which approach we should say, we should take, it is only left to us. So Revered Maharaj beautifully explained Sri Ramakrishna's life and sadhana in this way, like direct approach and indirect approach, and he took the direct approach as a methodology, then afterwards he did indirect approach. So this type of satsangs, why we should have time and again, so that it reminds us why we have come on this world and what is the life goal of human birth and what we should do, what we should not do. So that's how these type of satsangs and holy companies are very beneficial and useful for us. And I always keep saying that, why should we come to ashram? For 2 reasons. One is like antivirus program, like antivirus, of course, nowadays it is inbuilt. 2005, 2006, we all used to pay some 600 rupees and we used to install not an antivirus program in our desktops, and otherwise we would have got into problem. So like not an antivirus, we need it. So not an antivirus program is what your prayer, japa, meditation, lectures, whatever you get. It helps us to keep away from, at least for some time, from negative thoughts. And apart from that, as soon as we get up, if not all, most of us, we put the mobile charge. We might forget anything and we put our mobile charging. Otherwise, whole day we can be screwed up, or we'll get in soup actually. So charging our batteries is most important. Whether we get food or not, our mobiles has to be charged in this present day. So we have to be charged. Our soul has to be charged. Our mind has to be charged positively. Again, through japa, prayer, meditation, studies, and our senior monks has told every day at least we should try to read 1 or 2 pages from Gospel of Ramakrishna or any scriptures. That makes us to do positive charge, just like we charge our mobile. So one is antivirus program, the other is positive approach is like charging ourselves. So once often coming to ashrams and hearing such talks and trying to think about God, this will help both. So again, with this 5-6 days, we had a wonderful moment and blessed moment, and we could learn few things from his experience of, I think, his monastic life experience. Most of us, our age becomes less in just his monastic life experience alone. If not all, at least some of us, I used to say. So with such a great experience and with such a, his mind has immersed in that divinity. Yesterday I was asking, Maharaj, how are you with full of energy all the time? He said, if you don't have desires, then there is no wastage of energy, then my energy is safe. It was so simple. I was asking, how you are not tired? Because we are getting tired, and you are not getting tired in your this advanced age. What is the secret? I wanted to know. Like secret recipe and all, we keep asking. Like I asked, he said, if you don't have desires, then you don't, no wastage of energy. If no wastage of energy, then you don't get, tiredness, and you don't need any rest. So simple, I mean it is so simple, but at the same time, so profound it is. So probably with the blessings of Holy Trio and his Maharaj's blessings, we shall also try to tread that path, being a desireless person, or probably to have only one desire, that's the God's vision, or experiencing oneself, or experiencing the God, so that all our desires can be culminated there, and we can lead a peaceful and happy life all. On the behalf of assembled devotees, and personally also I convey my reverential pranams to Most Revered Maharaj, and profusely thank Maharaj to add his in the itinerary Dublin visit, and also in forthcoming days, maybe next year or whenever Maharaj's health permits and Maharaj's time permits, we welcome, I explore this opportunity to welcome Maharaj again next year, probably for Ireland, so that we can feel his blessed moments again. As I was telling in the welcome speech, whatever you get, mails, responses, replies, and Maharaj itinerary, all detailed arrangements, everything is taken care by Swami Chandrakant on behalf of assembled devotees. Also, personally also I convey my reverential pranams, and also I request our chairperson Udayji to give this memento for Maharaj. Okay, you can give. Sevatman Jayas, in name itself says the Seva. The Seva is there in the name itself. So from so many years, he's serving Maharaj. And also because of that, we are having a.
If somebody had the vision
Hmm.
before giving his name.
Yeah, someone asked me, how do the Swamis get this name? What is the reason behind this? I told two things. Either Guru thought that he is fit for this, or his nature is this because that he has given, or Guru thinks that you should become like this. Either of. So, but of course, in his case, we see that as Shubhajit was saying that probably he saw that in his nature itself, Seva is there very much as his second nature. So that's the reason he has been named as Sevatmaji. On behalf of assembled devotees, and personally I welcome Maharaj and I convey my love and wishes. Yeah, I call out Vijay Secretary to give this memento for Maharaj. I also convey all the volunteers and devotees for 5-6 days, as Maharaj was saying, that in the midst of your hectic schedule, family responsibilities, and your office responsibilities, many of you could extend your services in your own way for these 5-6 days, so that everything went on well, and Maharaj is also extremely happy. And I also profusely, from my core of my heart, I convey my gratitude and also thanks to all the devotees and volunteers for your services, and also to come and to make this, being a weekday, around 45 to 50 people have come and successful. Thank you. After Jaikar, as usual, we'll make, few of us will make a line and we'll shift the prasad for the dining hall or Vivekananda. Then devotees also can offer the pranams to the Maharaj. Then we will afterwards go to the dining hall for dinner prasad. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Jai, Jai Mahamani Ki Jai, Jai Swami Ji